Good morning and welcome to the NBA Daily. I'm Dave DuFour here with Es Baraheni. Coming up, the Thunder move to 8-0. We're going to talk about it a little bit. The Magic, having a rough start to the year. And Joel Lorenzi is here to talk about the Bulls' improbable 6-1 start to the season. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Es.
Good morning. Good morning to everybody who thought the Thunder were going to take care of the Clippers.
Hey. Listen, I did think the Clippers might win, but I did not realize the second night of a back-to-back and that Bradley Beal and Kawhi Leonard were going to take the night off. Hey, it wound up being a blowout night in America, the NBA and elsewhere.
It's true.
If you're paying attention. But let's start with the Thunder. They moved to 8-0. To put that in perspective, they started last year 7-1. And they said that they feel like they're better this year. I don't know if I agree with that, but they've started out better.
Well, they're missing their second best player, Jalen Williams. So maybe this is more impressive than their 7-1 last year's start. I mean, look, they were missing Isaiah Hartenstein last year. They now are going to add Jalen Williams over the next month or so. Who knows when it happens? But honestly, it doesn't seem to matter that much in the regular season for them. I mean, there's playoff implications, but this team just keeps rolling, man. They have options everywhere. Tonight it was Isaiah Joe. Another night it'll be the other Jalen Williams. Sometimes it'll be Chet Holmgren.
It's AJ Mitchell these other nights, right? They, like you said, they always have a guy. You know, we were kind of talking about this in our group chat. They are a pretty fun defending champion for that reason.
Yes.
Number one, they have a varied attack. Like, I don't know what they're going to do every single possession. Like, they actually go out there and play basketball. It's a little bit different than the Celtics where, you know, I know what the Celtics goal is every night. We're going to get up 55, 63s and try to, blow you out.
Well, there's a formula, but it doesn't look the same every single time, you know?
It looks like hoops too, because like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a guy who scores in varied ways. I mean, the mid-range game for him, the way he gets to the basket, they just have an interesting style to them. I feel like they're a team that really caters to, if you're an old school basketball watcher, there's something for you. If you're into sort of the newer style of play, you know, there's something for you there. Yeah. They're a lot of fun to watch. I mean, this is another one of those games where, you know, you turn it on and you feel like, okay, well, they may not have it tonight. And then third quarter hits and all of a sudden it's over.
And you know, third quarter is when the good teams turn it on. Yep. That's when I think of the 2016, 2017 Warriors teams, where in the third quarter they said, we don't want to play this basketball game anymore. And they say goodbye, right? That's the level they're at. And the comfortability they've shown so far this season, even despite missing their second best player, goes to show you that the regular season has become pretty trivial for the Thunder. It's just, which is crazy to say, but like the formula is there, the identity is there. Like you said, they play a fun brand of basketball. It just works for this Thunder team.
I made the joke the other night. If you go and look at their schedule, when are they going to lose? They play Portland next, then Sacramento, then Memphis. Golden State is tough. The Lakers are going to be tough. Yeah. Then they got Charlotte. Then they got the Pelicans. Then they got the Kings. I mean, I don't know. We're looking at almost Christmas. We're looking at like, okay, is San Antonio. If they can get past the Lakers and Golden State next week, I mean, this team could start out like Cleveland last year. If
they can get past Golden State and LA, I'm going to lock in one of those Spurs games in December is when they'll first lose. Yeah, that's my hot take there.
I mean, it's pretty incredible. It's a great start to the year. I mean, I don't know. It's fun. It's fitting that the defending champions are starting out as the last undefeated team in the league. I mean, this is how it's supposed to go. This is why I think that they can win 70 games, and I'm sticking by it, right? Like they're on pace. They're on a pace to win 82 games.
82 games.
I don't know if, if you've done the math on that. Look, I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit. I was lower on the Orlando Magic coming into this year than just about everybody else. And I was worried about the fit, right? They've got issues as far as their identity on offense. And adding Desmond Bane theoretically could solve some of those issues, right? He's a shooter. He's also a playmaker. He can run pick and roll. He fits into their defensive scheme. But so far, it has not been good. The Atlanta Hawks, who were, I think a lot of people put them in the exact same tier as Orlando, like the next tier, maybe with the changes that they made. The Atlanta Hawks
without Trae Young tonight, by the way.
Right. Yeah. No Trae Young, and we'll get to that in a second. The Hawks, I mean, they beat them handily last night, 127-112. It wasn't really particularly close. And the Magic are the story here because they have just really struggled out of the gate. They're now 3-5. Desmond Bane got ejected from this game for there was a flagrant. He got a flagrant and a tech all in one for really like a vicious foul.
It looked like a frustration thing too. Yeah. It looked like he was just tired of the game that he was having. He struggled in this one.
Honestly, as like at a certain point, he probably should get tired of the season he's having, right? It's not been good.
No, it hasn't been. Look, he is a career 40% shooter. He started out the season shooting 29%. One of the craziest stats that we might have on this show all year, the Magic have played 8 games, okay? How many assists do you think Paolo and Franz have to Desmond Bane? Give me a guess. Just throw it out there. Throw a number out.
3.
No, okay, 3 is pretty crazy.
Okay, I'm going low.
That is pretty low. They have 8 assists combined to Desmond Bane. 1 assist per game to Desmond Bane. It's absurd. And part of that is him missing his threes, right?
Sure.
Part of that is the inefficiency, the slow start offensively. But it's also been a slow start for Paolo Banchero, who is over-reliant on that mid-range jump shot. And I think just hasn't got a lot of lift as a driver and finisher so far this season. The guy who's being underutilized right now in the Magic offense is Franz Wagner. And I think they have no real identity offensively in terms of what they want to achieve on a night-to-night basis. They just don't know. They don't have automatics. You know, NBA teams have things that they can go to. We just talked about the Thunder and how things seem seamless.
Bread and butter actions, right?
Magic don't have that at all. And it's actually made them lose their defensive identity too. I mean, they gave up 127 points to the Hawks tonight. They've been consistently poor defensively, and the offense isn't enough to uplift them to winning any type of games either. It's disappointing.
I actually think here's my thing, and maybe I didn't get into this enough or didn't have time before the season, but the truth is the Desmond Bane fit is sketchy. It is not a perfect fit. Desmond Bane was really good with Ja Morant, who is an elite, or at least at his peak, an elite drive and kick guy. So if you could be a secondary playmaker off of him, you look amazing. And that's where Desmond Bane really was great. He was an aggressive shooter. He gets shots up. He's a good shooter. He is a good pick and roll ball handler. He's not elite. He's a fine secondary drive guy, but he is not a primary attack guy. But he's not going to be able to go get shots for himself.
Honestly,
and that's what exactly.
It's on Paolo and Franz.
Paolo and Franz are not driving kick type of players, right? Like this is just not their style of play. So when you look at Bane's fit for the Magic, he's a good player. Yeah. And you can see a way if he can adapt and just be more of a spot up guy, which is really what they need. Sure. He makes sense, but it's not working out so far.
We talked about this in the preseason, but in terms of like hot seats, and you joked about Willie Green. Congratulations, the Pelicans have now won a basketball game.
One game.
We'll see when they win their next one.
No Zion for about a week.
Yeah, no Zion for about a week. So we'll see. Willie Green's seat is very, very hot. You said scolding. Yeah, I would say Jamal Mosley is getting to that point now too, where you got to find something. You got to find a solution to your problems. And maybe it's not that imminent. It might not happen for a couple months, but at least the signs are there of a team that is not responding to the type of coaching that is happening right now. So,
I mean, they need an offense though. Like this is actually, and it's been an issue for a while. And I like, we say that about a few teams here and there, but there has to be more to your offense than go get us a bucket. It just, they don't get anything easy. And this isn't a team that's scoring very well in transition, right? Like they don't push the pace. They're not a particularly fast team. They don't shoot the lights out. I mean, it's just, you got to find a way to either come up with a system or I don't know, or the players are going to have to change, right? And
by the way, people are being harsh on the Magic because like they made their win now move and they spent the capital to go out and get Desmond Bane. Like this, it comes with the expectations. You're in the territory now of like, you have to prove you are in the contender status at the very least. They've not shown that at all.
Yeah. All right. As you went to Raptors Bucks.
Yes.
This was a blowout, but not in the way that somebody might expect. Look, this was probably Giannis. I mean, it was Giannis's lowest scoring night of the season. He was held to 22 points. What did the Raptors do right against the Bucks, who've just been really, really good to start the year?
Yeah, look, the Bucks were on the second night of a back-to-back. And when I asked Doc Rivers, he said like they were just physically outmatched in this game. And I think it goes to show you the defensive improvements that the Raptors have made so far this season. They were terrible to start this year defensively. They had 2 games where they gave up over 130 points. Over the last few games, that has kind of course corrected. Big reason for that is Scotty Barnes is playing all defense level basketball. He has 12 stocks over the last 2 games, which is steals plus blocks. He is top 10 in steals, blocks, and deflections so far this season. He's just otherworldly on the defensive end, and they use him as the help side rim protector. They use him as a shot blocker. They use him as a guy who genuinely has. You ever play whack-a-mole, Dave?
I mean,
he plays. Of course, right? He plays whack-a-mole with the defensive problems for the Toronto Raptors. He's constantly cleaning up all of the issues that they have. And so when he's at his best defensively, the team is at his best. And maybe they're trending in the right direction now. They finally got to 500 very early in the season. So things are looking good for the Raptors, and it's because of Scotty.
Also, got to give a shout out.
We could talk about it. It.
Sandro Mamukilashvili.
Yes.
Mamu having a career year to start the season. Had 15 points off the bench. Man, he just fits. And him and Scotty Barnes have been really good so far to start the year.
Yeah, they have. They are dominating their minutes, like plus 52 in their minutes together, which is absurd for data is really noisy right now, but they've just been dominant. And Scotty paired with a guy who can shoot that shot at his position, like a stretch 5 option, has really opened the Raptors offense. Surprisingly, Dave, the Raptors have a top 15 offense. And I wouldn't have said that coming into the year. I think it's just because of the options that they have offensively. Like RJ is playing well, BI is doing his thing, Scotty is obviously doing his thing, but then Mamu is now stepping in and enhancing all these guys too, which is surprise. Yeah.
4-4, S.
Yeah,
4-4 on the way to 45, or did we back it off 48?
I took 45? It down to 44, but I think I'm ready to jump back to 45.
All right, I'm ready. One blowout win against the Bucks is all we needed. Guys, stick around after the break. We have Joel Lorenzi here to talk about the Bulls. Josh Giddey, 6 triple doubles away from second place all time. Where for the Bulls in triple doubles, he would pass Scottie Pippen.
Unreal.
This is insane. Insane. The Chicago Bulls might be the best story in the NBA. They get a big comeback win, coming back from 24 points down. Game winner by Nikola Vucevic to beat the Sixers to move to 6-1. Our man Joel Lorenzi covers the Bulls for us for The Athletic. Joel, welcome to the show. Welcome to The Athletic. First appearance of the season. First appearance of your career outside of the team preview before the season. Hope you're doing well. Heck of a game.
Hell of a game, man. I'm going to make it more explicit for you. That was one of the finishes I've been able to see with my own young eyes. And it was that entire second half was very emblematic of what the Bulls are so far through 7 games. The volatility, the possibility of kind of always being in games and always being able to flip that switch of, hey, well, we like to conjure pace. Let's just do it right now. And they kind of weaseled around this great maxi game and great early minutes from Joel Embiid, and they found themselves again. And I think they gave fans the exact reasons why people have been kind of pleasantly surprised by them. I mean, the Kevin Huerter minutes, Getty doing great things, Getty making an insane pass to Vooch in the corner, and Vooch showing, hey, I ain't that old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was awesome, man. And look, you talked about Josh Giddey, but 29 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists, back-to-back triple doubles for him. First time since Jordan in 89. which is incredible.
Anytime you're saying first time since Michael Jordan, we don't get to say that much. Usually it's first time since Wilt when somebody scores a bunch of points. But first time since Michael Jordan for a Bulls player. Yeah. I mean, we don't have a lot of bright spots in Chicago.
Yeah, but Joel, look, you've had a chance to cover Giddey for all of his career at this point between Oklahoma and Chicago. How has it been to see his evolution as a player to be the type of like jumbo guard creator who's doing everything for you offensively now?
Yeah, no. So I overlapped with Getty his last year in OKC, and that was like everybody. I think most people remember how that sort of ended. It was clear then that the fit wasn't there, and it was mostly because obviously, and Josh has admitted this himself as recently as this year, like Shea has the possibility to be the best player in the world, and certainly when you're playing, certainly feels like he's the best player in the world, I imagine. And so when you have a guy that's an offense unto himself and such an offensive engine, you never want to take the ball out of his hands, right? And Josh Giddey needs the ball. Simple math there, right? And so that whole year they tried to make him a screener and play him in a dunker spot and do all these quirky things that just weren't him for the betterment of the team and the sort of quick direction they were taking. Obviously, a year later, they add a couple pieces, swap him out, they win a championship. So just with how rapidly they were growing, they tried to kind of force Josh into this role. And granted, they wanted to keep him after the fact. They tried to force him into this role that just never felt like him because he wasn't, not only was the personnel and kind of the way they did things there, it wasn't going to work with the way they were trying to make him play, but also not equipped with the off-ball skills to make that work.
Right.
And now they got all these fringe starters who are, from what I can tell, so bought in. They got this game where they pound transition, that's his style, and they, even in the half court, they want to mimic transition. They want to do all this cutting and these short handoffs and all these quick actions to sort of replicate transition and make teams work hard. And it's worked wonders for Giddey. And Giddey is better as a cutter now. He is moving off ball, and that's where Vooch comes in, right? They're orbiting around Vooch. It's been great for him. And Giddey, I think personally, like he's always obviously been known as a passer and this sort of talented passer. I think we know the difference between passer and playmaker.
Right.
Not saying playmaker, he's been such a more intentional playmaker in my some of the personnel they've had out these past few games.
Well, also he's been more aggressive, looking for his shot. The pull-up three, the pull-up three above the break has been big for him early in the season. He hit another couple threes tonight. I don't know if the shot improvement is real or not. It's impossible to tell until like you're basically a season and a half into a shot improvement, but it looks pretty good so far. If nothing else, he's getting the defense to come and bite on that now. And his drive and kick game is benefiting from it. We saw that on that game winner with the hammer pass to Vooch in the corner. And I got to say, like, one of the guys we kind of like overlooked, I think, in this Bulls run, because we have focused so much on Giddey, is Nikola Vucevic. He's had a hell of a start to the season. If we're going to get a little bit more aggressive with it, Joel. He's been amazing between scoring the basketball, just shooting. And then, I mean, Joel Embiid's diminished, but Joel Embiid could not guard Nikola Vucevic. I mean, it just, like, his face-up game.
Joel Embiid couldn't score on Nikola Vucevic either in the fourth quarter. It was
Vuce is having a great start to the year, too.
Yeah, it's interesting because I mean, for whatever preseason is worth, you can kind of decide. And I think players decide what they want preseason to be. For Vooch, it was, hey, I had this long summer plan for the Montenegrin national team. Like, I need to work myself back. They've kind of been vocal about, hey, Vooch is such a veteran. He knows what he needs before a season to get himself back. And in the preseason, it looked disgusting, right? Like, he was moving crazy, looked super slow, looked aged. I personally even questioned, I'll take the L for this, I questioned if he needed to be in sort of a Brook Lopez role, if they were going to get sort of value for him, let him be a bench center. At the time, Zach Collins looked like arguably their best big for the system. He obviously went down with an injury. Vooch has completely shut me up. Like, he's been high scoring. The touch has been there early on in their first few games. their go-to action when Trey Jones was playing phenomenal. Their go-to action was Trey Jones, Vooch pick and roll. And Vooch's touch is still there. If he has nothing else, he has that sweet Montenegrin touch, right? And so this dude is not looking like his age and everything. The package is not computing. And you mentioned the defense. Like, I think people know that's not his reputation. And part of the question about how this Bulls team will sustain itself and probably why, a big reason why they were down so big in the first half today, the rim protection is not there, right? Like, they have to really lean into the offense and sort of be this system, rotate here, play for each other type defense, because they can't rely. Vooch is not a vertical rim protector, but for what it's worth, he stood his ground against some decent bigs so far this season. It's been among the pleasant surprises.
This team kind of reminds me of another team that we've watched over the last few years, a team that made it to the NBA Finals last year, a team that you covered and watched make it to the NBA Finals, Joel, and that is the Indiana Pacers. The way that they play fast, they revolve around this jumbo guard who can create everything for you. Is there any merit to that? Is there any merit to the fact that this team, the Chicago Bulls, who are now 6-1, play like the Pacers?
I wouldn't even settle on the fact that there's merit to that. I think this is the prophecy. Like, they've been kind of mentioning the Pacers the last year or so, like ever since they really pivoted and leaned to traded Zach LaVine and the sort of ISO ball and pivoted to this, hey, we know we don't have that isolation score that's going to help us close games. We need to be this. We're going to lean into transition. We're going to get threes up. And granted, they're not the most high volume three team. Like, they can definitely get up more. But I saw Legs say this, and I agree. They care so much about the quality of threes they get, and they've been efficient on them for the most part. And so that's who they want to be. It's a replica of the Pacers, right? And I think part of that was like, hey, I know AK's philosophy has been like, we don't need. He thinks the league is no longer trending toward, hey, well, a team needs 2 or 3 superstars. You can have 9 or 10 good players is his exact way of phrasing it, and be a good team, which is kind of what you saw with the Pacers. But obviously the Pacers, what elevated them was Tyrese Halliburton being a top 12-ish player. The question then becomes, well, hey, what is Giddey, right? How good can he really be? As far as the season, I don't know where I would even rank him. I'm not the ringer, right? But he has been that kind of guy that could lift a system up and be the head of the snake for what they want to be. Now, you'll have other questions. Vooch has been great, maybe as good as any big the Pacers had in their run. And Modest Buzelis, he's had time to kind of game to game sink behind some of the other guys, because it's going to be this guy and this guy and this guy's night on any given night. But Modest Buzelis is obviously the golden child involved in this, which is an interesting, like, can he be the second option, right?
Yeah, can he be their Pascal Siakam, right? Yeah.
That's probably the vision. And then Kobe White is obviously such a huge missing piece to this. He played well with Getty last year. He's obviously fit for the system. I imagine he'll tweak the three-point volume quite a bit just from being around, the efficiency. He has a gravity that they clearly missed in that first half and will be able to sustain longer across a 48-minute period. So I don't know. I'm kind of buying what they're selling as far as the system, and it's absolutely in the image of the Pacers.
I mean, listen, the Spurs have made a lot of money and won a lot of games on the great, not good looks from three, even as the league was starting to shoot more and more threes, that they depended on getting good open looks. They led to the league in three-point shooting a lot. I mean, there's value to that, especially when you can score in transition the way they are. And with the Bulls, I got to give Billy Donovan credit. I've never watched a Bulls game and not seen them playing hard. And there's value to that. And we make fun of them for being a play-in team, but this is a team that's never trying to lose on purpose. And you win a lot of games in the NBA being a team like that. And this 6-1 start, I mean, I think you can chalk it up as much to these guys have played hard for 48 minutes in every single game as to anything else.
Yeah, and you knock a lot of teams on their behind playing this way.
100%. Yeah.
And probably hot take here, they're going to overshoot that 39 wins probably that they've
So wait, I'll actually ask you now, like, where do you think, given a 6-1 start, are you ready to change your preseason prediction of where this Bulls team lands?
Yeah, because I actually shot the under. I think I said 36 just because I knew what the rim protection was. I didn't know personally. I don't think a lot of people guessed that Giddey would be this good because the numbers are one thing. Like I think people knew he put up numbers, but would they impact winning and translate to winning is a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
And it had not only that, he's conjured offense out of, I'd argue nothing. I mean, some of these lineups, they need 2-guard lineups to survive. And with Io down games, he's had to conjure offense out of sometimes nothing. And I'll give Kevin Huerter credit. He's been great as a guy next to Getty. If I'm ownership and the front office here, he probably should be part of this build every step of the way because he's such a fitting player for the system. But Giddey's conjured stuff out of nothing, and I didn't see that coming. So I think they do. I mean, would it be crazy to say they win 43 or 44? Like I don't think that's crazy. It doesn't seem like my line of thinking is like this. They've missed Zach Collins, who's their best screener and so pivotal to the style they want to play, that physicality, everything they were preaching in the preseason. They missed Kobe White, who I don't know, maybe their best player going into the season. That's what I said. And now it's kind of up for grabs, right, with how much Giddey means to the system. They'll no doubt be great together in tandem. And so you get those pieces back, and it makes your margin for error, I'd imagine, even larger. If they've been able to get wins like tonight and sustain what they've been able to do against some of the teams they played, I don't see why they couldn't overachieve this play-in prophecy they've been bound to.
Yeah. All right. It's going to be fun to watch. Again, the Bulls, never a dull moment in a Bulls game. And even when they were down 24, I told S, I was like, hey, it's early. Don't count them out. The Bulls, they're back. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Guys, Joel Lorenzi, thanks so much for joining us, guys. Go and read him at The Athletic. Thank you to Es Baraheni, as always. I'm Dave DuFour. This has been the NBA Daily. Thanks for waking up with us.